The following program, offered by Fox 19, includes lawyers licensed in Kentucky. For those lawyers to maintain compliance with the Kentucky Bar Association requirements, the phrase, "This is an advertisement," must appear on the screen. Moore Law is underwritten in the public interest by the Moore Law Firm, a legal professional association. This is Moore Law on Fox 19.
Welcome to Moore Law. Each week we discuss a different legal topic and take your legal questions live on the air. Today we're talking about crime and punishment. For most people, familiarity with criminal law comes from movies, TV, and books these days. But if you become personally involved in the criminal justice system due to an arrest or as a victim of crime, it's important that you know exactly what the facts are. What rights do you have during an arrest? What guidelines do police have to follow? If you have a question about any area of criminal law, give us a call at 513-421-4691. We'll take your questions live. We already have some calls coming in, but first we do want to show you what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. On June 18th, we'll talk about Grandpa and the Law. June 25th, healthcare negligence, and July 2nd, all about injuries. Joining me today, as every Monday, our host attorney, Don Moore. How are you?
I'm doing good, Deb. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Let's see, I was not-hole baseball in Deer Park and in Mason for some theater, but it was a nice weekend, and my kids are supposed to go to Kings Island today with all the rain. I'm sure they're thrilled.
Oh, yuck. Well, I actually had a good one, too. We've got a little thing with my oldest son and I take him to a ball game in Detroit where he lives, and then he'll come down every year and take me to a ball game also. So we went and saw the Detroit game on Friday. Great game, fireworks. It was a good time.
That's a great way to spend a Friday.
Hey, you know, today this is going to be a great show. We've got a special guest, Rich Goldberg. Rich?
Don, nice to be here.
Welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Rich has been practicing over 35 years doing criminal law here in Cincinnati. He knows tons about it, and he and we've known each other for a good while. This is going to be a great show. A lot of questions are going to get answered.
In my former life as a television reporter, you were always the person I could count on. If I called you and said, "Rich, I need to talk to you," I might have to chase you, but you would always be there for me.
5 minutes notice is all I needed.
And I appreciated that.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about what you do and what folks should know about, the criminal justice system just in general.
Okay, the criminal justice system is what I've been involved in for 37 years now. It's a complicated system. If you're involved in it in any way, shape, or form, you're best served by having an attorney, consulting an attorney before going into it blind. I've been doing this for that long. I defend people accused of crimes, misdemeanors, felonies, OVIs, state court, federal court, local courts, mayor's courts in the tri-state area.
Okay. And we just, I think, speaking of OMVIs, that's the same as a DUI, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I think we've got somebody calling about one of those right now.
We do. I think that is Gil in Cincinnati. Gil, you have a 2008 DUI you wanted to talk about?
Yes. How are you, Mr. Goldberg?
Fine. How are you, Gil?
Okay. My question is this. In 2008, I was arrested for 2 OVAs and given a plea agreement. And quickly sued for those cases, and during discovery, it was brought to my attention that someone tampered with evidence and changed the police report to, get these convictions. Is there any way with this new evidence I can have these cases reopened?
Well, that's a good question. It's been some time since your convictions. Did you have an attorney at the time?
Yes, I did. And what I was upset about is that I was told that if you plead guilty to 2 OVIs in one day, that one is considered mute.
I'm sorry, one is considered what?
Mute. They said that one is supposed to be considered mute, and when they gave me this plea agreement, I had 2 separate attorneys on each case.
Okay. What you should do if you think there's been a problem with the police reports or that they've been altered, I think you need to consult an attorney and look at the documents with the attorney, go back and look over the court records, and I would be guided by the attorney's advice whether or not there's anything you can do about reopening the cases.
Rich, as far as reopening cases, that's complicated and unusual, isn't it?
It's very rare, it's difficult to do, and it would take an extreme issue in order to try to reopen a case like that.
And one of the things about rare and complicated also can mean expensive, doesn't it?
Yes, it can.
So I think that one of the things we'll want to talk about, at least at some point during the show, is how much does it cost for a DUI attorney, or how much does a DUI cost in general?
I'd be glad to give you some ideas. We
Okay.
can do it now or...
Well,
actually, you mentioned, we talked before the show about something that I didn't know, is that if you get an OVI that we call it now. A good reason to consult an attorney is because if that gets on your record, anything else that comes subsequently can never be sealed, expunged from your record.
Absolutely, Deb. If you are convicted of OVI, an OVI can never be expunged or sealed off of your record. You're stuck with it for the rest of your life. Not 3 years, not 5 years, it's on your record forever. If you, after an OVI conviction, if you have some other petty offense that you're convicted of, let's say shoplifting or petty theft, for example, you can never get that sealed or expunged or removed from your record because of the OVI that's on your record. So one blocks the other, and that's why it's really, really critical if you're charged or accused of OVI that you seek an attorney and get legal advice.
We can take, I think, one more call before the break now. Donald, you had a question about disorderly conduct.
Yes. My son had a birthday party, and I got arrested. They said I was criminal trespassing. The whole family was in the restaurant. They said I criminal trespass and disorderly conduct. They arrested me, took me to, I went to court, fought the case, and it was thrown out. I won the case, and I'm wondering if I could sue, because I never been told I couldn't come to the restaurant. I ate in the restaurant every day, me and my family. I mean, like every day at this restaurant.
Okay, we have about a minute to go ahead and answer his question.
It sounds like, Donald, the party didn't turn out as well as you'd hoped. If you were acquitted of an offense and the law or law enforcement did not have probable cause to arrest or charge you, then you can seek civil recourse. I would suggest you contact an attorney to determine whether or not any of your rights were violated by being charged. Just because, however, you're charged and acquitted of a crime does not mean you're automatically going to be able to sue somebody and successfully recover a monetary judgment as a result of that acquittal.
And I'd add to that, Rich, we've handled a number of civil cases against police and police departments. They're really, really tough. Police have immunity. Police departments have immunity. You've got to overcome it in order to collect anything.
Right, exactly. You have to show that the police acted intentionally.
Okay, great. Thanks for that information. We'll take a break right now. We'll be back with more calls here on More Law.